Hi, welcome to your Faith Lab orientation for the 2023-24 year. Let's begin. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Sarah Olson, and I am Trinity's Children and Family Faith Formation Coordinator. And I have a daughter, Celia, who turns 4 in November, a son, Otto, who turns 2 in September, and my husband, Eric, our cat, Tallulah, and I all live in Lake Elmo. So the why of Faith Lab. Well, first, we are here to experience Christ through community. It's going to be less about mastery of content and more about building relationships. And so the best way to do that is by being together and growing in faith alongside one another. So how are we going to do that? We are going to use Illustrated Ministries Joining God at Work in the World. And the first third of the year, we're going to spend in the Old Testament, listening to God's invitation in the Hebrew Scriptures. The second third of the year is all about the New Testament. So we will hear about God's invitation in the New Testament. And then the last third of the year is kind of a hybrid between both the Old and the New Testament, accepting God's invitation. So by interacting with God's story and interacting with each other's story, we hope to experience that community through Christ. So I want to jump into some of our weekly rituals so that when you come, you know exactly where to go and what to do. So we will begin at 5:15 p.m. sharp in the narthex. That's everybody age 4 to grade 5. The first thing you should do is look for your name tag and put it on, and then join me and our helpers for our large group opening. We'll start usually with music or a game, or sometimes both. Then we'll move into hearing our story for the week, and we're actually going to repeat our stories 2 weeks in a row, which I think is really helpful because it allows us to really truly hear the story. And if you happen to miss a week, no sweat. We'll just get you right back up to speed the next week because you get to hear the story for a second time. Then after we've heard the story for the day, we're going to move into small group time. We will break out into small groups that allow us to interact with people our own age. So I'll stay with the younger ones, and our helpers will take our older youth to have some time to wonder about our story together. And our small group time is aimed at listening for interesting things that stood out to us in the story. And we'll take notes and then all come back together and share our wonderings, and we'll add them to our wonder wall. Then we will move into a time of making. And making could look like one of 3 things. It could be coloring, and I'll show you a sample here. This is what Illustrated Ministries coloring material looks like. It's a really beautiful style. It could be creating a craft. It also could be imaginative play. So for example, if we were hearing the story of Noah's Ark, perhaps we would build our own ark out of blocks. And then finally, we will close with a prayer and a blessing to send you on your way as a reminder that you go out into the world as a beloved child of God. And then children will be dismissed at 5:55 p.m. So if that's it for you for the night, parents, you can pick up your child in the narthex at 5:55 p.m. Or if you plan to stay for dinner church, we'll have helpers walk children downstairs to the garden room to join up with their families for dinner church. Oh, but you might be asking, but dinner church starts at 5:30 p.m., right? Well, it does. Meal service begins at 5:30 p.m. and the worship portion of dinner church starts around 6:07-ish. And if you do plan to stay for dinner church, parents, caregivers, it's strongly recommended that you go through the food line before your child arrives, grab a plate of food for them, and then as soon as your child gets there, they can just join you, begin eating, and just go right in with the fold of our dinner church worship service. So just to kind of give you an overall picture of what Wednesdays look like, because there's a lot going on. It's a really tight, full schedule. We'll do a quick little Wednesdays at a glance. So children's choir is from 4:30 to 5:15 in the chapel. There's still time to join that if you would like your child to be a part of children's choir. Just let me know and I can get you in touch with Sonia Esch. Then Faith Lab for ages 4 to grade 5 is from 5:15 to 5:55 p.m. in the narthex. So if your child is in children's choir, they don't have far to go, just from the chapel right on into the narthex. And then dinner church meal service begins at 5:30 p.m. Then the worship portion of dinner church starts at 6:07-ish. And then after dinner church, confirmation, FAFA groups, adult faith lab, and supervised open gym all will be taking place. So pretty much everything wraps up by 7:30 except for confirmation, which goes until 7:45. So just to give you a picture of the whole year, there are some other children and family things going on. We hope that you will worship with us on Sundays, and please note we have a new worship time. 8:45 is now going to begin at 9 o'clock. So worship with us at 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And we will have illustrated ministry children's bulletins available for children this year to use to stay engaged with the worship service. Also, Calm Lounge, Grace Spaces will also be available all throughout the year too, and our busy bags have been refreshed so they are ready to go for the new year. Also, we have supervised gym from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and we'll have some coffee available for parents. So if you'd like to just grab a cup of coffee, visit with other parents while your children play, you are more than welcome to do that. However, it is also supervised so that if you would like to check out Adult Forum that happens at the same time, you are free to go and enjoy that. All right, so some other children and family happenings this year. The Children's Christmas program is Sunday, December 17th at 10 o'clock a.m. It's the one and only worship service that morning, and we get to highlight the Children's Christmas program that day. There will be parts for both speaking and non-speaking roles, so if your child would love to have a speaking role or if they really want to participate but not too crazy about having a speaking role, there's a part for everybody. We will have a midwinter family retreat at Camp Wapo this year from Friday, January 5th into Saturday, January 6th. Just an overnight opportunity to get away into the peace and quiet of a different routine with your family. It's for all ages and stages, so put that on your calendars and look for more information on that to come out later this year. Then, if your child is expressing an interest in having a deeper understanding of the mystery and the history of Holy Communion, I invite you to consider attending the communion preparation class on Thursday, March 7th at 7 o'clock p.m. And then there's 2 opportunities to take First Communion, either on Maundy Thursday, which is March 28th this year, or on Sunday, April 7th at the 11 o'clock service. Because Holy Week falls over Stillwater spring break, we wanted to make sure that there's more than one opportunity to have that First Communion if your family will be out of town for spring break. And then we are going to partner with Lake Area Discovery Centers. They are the childcare and preschool that uses the bottom half of our building during the week. And we're going to be having an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 6th at 10 o'clock a.m. So take a screenshot of this and get these dates in your calendars, and I look forward to seeing you at all of them. All right, so the next children and family happening that I want to let you know about are the family faith events. So in past years, I have just planned all of these out for the whole year, but I would really love to have your help to create meaningful fellowship events for families. And so I want to work with you this year. And so you are invited to pick a month and then think of a fun activity that your family would enjoy participating yourselves. And then we will kind of go from there. So here's just some suggestions of ideas. We could do an apple orchard visit, take supplies over to Boutwell's and play bingo with residents. We could make cards of care around Valentine's Day. We could do a Christmas party with some games and some different activities and crafts. A family service project, an Earth Day litter pickup, a family movie night, or even story time in Trinity's library. The possibilities are really endless. If you have another idea, let's talk. So once you've picked the month, you've picked the activity, we'll work together to plan the event. And so that looks like figuring out the date, the time, the place, etc. And then you will help me to promote the event by inviting others, and know that you are not on the hook financially for this. Trinity has a budget to be able to do these family faith events. And so I just would love to have your help in planning and executing the event. So that wraps up my little spiel. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch. I've left my email and my cell phone here. So if you are somebody who texting is a better option, that is great. Just take a quick screenshot and then you can have my information readily accessible. But I really look forward to growing in faith with your whole family and look forward to spending time with your child on Wednesdays at Faith Lab. Be well, everybody. Bye.